Ciao, Discoverers! Okay, don't get me wrong, I love the beach just as much as anyone else, but when I'm in Italy, I want to go sightseeing. Does that make sense? If you're new here, Ellie and I have been touring the Puglia region for about 8 days now, and while our local guides Nico and Ju are chilling at the beach, we decided to go off-roading to discover Ostuni, known as the White City. Stay tuned for probably one of our favorite discoveries in the Puglia region. I love the beach just as much as anyone else, but when in Italy, I want to go sightseeing. And as we were driving through this part of Puglia, one place immediately caught our eyes. This bright white city was calling our names. We wondered what we would find there. Thinking back at many towns we discovered like Lecce, Matera, Gravina, and Alberobello, where would this one land? Would it be our best discovery in Puglia? There's only one way to find out. Stay tuned for this amazing vlog. Ellie and I love the beach, yet we also enjoy discovering new cities. And as you saw in our last vlogs, Puglia is great because you can spend part of your day at the beach and the rest discovering charming towns around. So today, while Nico, Ju, Facundo, and Sida decided to spend another day at the beach, we opted for something different. We wanted to discover that bright white city we spotted on the hill. For that, we headed on the same highway that got us here and drove roughly 60 minutes. Once in front of Ostuni, we veered off the main highway and drove another 15 minutes toward the city. There's an indescribable feeling, a buildup of energy of sorts, when we're headed to a new place. Something about conquering the unknown, the satisfaction of seeing something new, and the curiosity of discovering new paths, smells, and people. Although Ostuni and all these other great places we hadn't yet discovered have all been seen by many others, we were looking forward to experiencing it for ourselves. Driving up to Ostuni was perfect, winding uphill roads to the hilltop, witnessing the city growing with every passing second. We both captured mental images as we got closer. The drive itself was already worth it. And we were finally here. But one thing we were reminded of was that parking in these historic cities isn't always easy. The challenge is to get as close to the center as possible and to find available parking. Today we really lucked out. Check out what happened here.
So we just arrived in Ostuni, the White City, which is super nice. Even you can see it from the highway. We weren't sure exactly where to park. Nico gave us some indications and we got to like some really narrow streets, and then we just started to do like some 3-point turns, which turned out to be like 10-point turns because the streets are so narrow. We found this parking space over here, and we were just about to pay this machine, which is about €1 per hour, which isn't too bad anyways. And then it was asking for something which I had to translate, so it took a little bit longer, and then the transaction canceled, and there was a woman that was walking on the side of the road, and she said, "Oh, did you pay already?" in Italian, and we just tried to like figure it out. And she said, "Oh, my car's just up there and you don't need to pay." And that parking space, I guess there's no time limit. I hope so. She gave us her parking space, and she said you don't need to pay for it. And actually, as I was parking, there were people that were like rounding about it and looking for the parking space. So really nice of her to do that. So we're going to try to find some way to pay it forward as well. Our blue space is still available if anyone is looking for a parking space. $4 for 4 hours. So anyway, let's go visit the city. I'm really anxious to see this place. It looks really nice. I pegged it. I hope Ju, Nico, and Sida and Facundo, you're enjoying the beach today. We couldn't take another day of beach, so we're gonna go and explore the city. Let's go.
Ellie and I already pegged Ostuni as the White City, and lo and behold, Ostuni is known as La Città Bianca, and it lives up to its name. The entire town feels like a maze of bright alleyways, staircases, and hidden piazzas. Ellie and I wondered about the handful of shimmering white hilltop cities. Was it for the postcard effect? Or is there a secret behind it? As it turns out, there's a practical and historical reason for this. As some of you already know, the primary reason is to reflect sunlight. This helps keep the houses cooler during the intense Mediterranean summers. The bright white lime wash reflects solar rays instead of absorbing heat, naturally regulating indoor temperatures before air conditioning was even a thing. And now for the lesser-known reason. In the past, calcium hydroxide, or lime, was used as a coating because of its disinfectant properties. Whitewashing homes with lime was believed to purify the environment and reduce spread of disease, which was especially practical during outbreaks of the plague and other diseases. Huh. Did you already know that? Later, the uniform white appearance became a cultural identity, especially in southern Italy, Greece, and coastal towns across the Mediterranean, all the way to Morocco. Speaking of, we're posting many great vlogs from Marrakesh, the desert, and other interesting cities. Check out those vlogs in case that's on your radar. And as far as Ostuni is concerned, local law now requires buildings in the historic center to be painted white. This to preserve the town's iconic look and attract tourism. Well, that sure worked for us. Isn't it cool to understand the evolution of something as simple as the reason for the painted city? Once parked, we followed Google Maps to a large square, and the column honoring Ostuni's patron saint. Ellie located a tourist office and decided to enter for some information about the city. They gave us a map of the historical city and a few indications. Funny enough, when Ellie asked them for a good local restaurant recommendation, they politely declined. Turns out it's pretty common. They try to stay neutral. But don't worry, we have our own ways for tracking down good food. For instance, locals know where to go. You can also check Google Maps for the ratings. And lastly, as a failsafe, if the place is packed and other places around are empty, that's a good sign that the food is good. The tourist map was great. We gamified it and went around looking for the historic points of the city. After going through maze-like alleyways, we found ourselves in the heart of the city, which is where you'll find the Cathedral of Santa Maria Assunta. This one was built back in the 15th century. Even if you don't go inside, the outside alone is worth the stop. The mix of Gothic and Romanesque details, and that massive rose window, it's hard to miss. I felt inspired here and snapped a handful of pictures. By the way, we're growing our picture listing online, in case you want to jazz up your living room. There was no rhyme or reason to discovering Ostuni. We partly followed the map and partly let our intuition guide us. There's not much risk of getting lost here. Worst case scenario, you'll hit a dead end. Or a gorgeous view of the Adriatic Sea in the distance. Although we were frying under the sun, Ostuni was exactly what we wanted and needed. It didn't disappoint. And we could see ourselves staying here for a few extra nights, actually. Staying in the gorgeous city near a handful of beaches. We continued discovering Ostuni for a while, and found many points from the tourist map. Once satisfied with our exploration, we headed back to the main square and got ourselves some shade and a great gelato. As always, we couldn't resist browsing through some local shops. Puglia is famous for its ceramics. And let's be honest, we wanted to bring the entire store back home. Sometimes the best part of traveling is when you follow your curiosity. Traveling with our Italian guides like Ju and Nico was great. And for the most part, we're keen on following itineraries. But today, our intuition led us to one of the most beautiful towns in Puglia. So it's hard to say if it's the best discovery of Puglia, but it's for sure somewhere at the top. Welcome back, and thanks for tagging along. If you enjoyed discovering Ostuni with us, then go ahead and give the video a like and subscribe for even more Italian adventures. Also, let us know in the comment section, are you more of a beach person or a hilltop discoverer like us? Actually, did you know? Ostuni is so close to the beach, you can mix it up. Ciao, discovers!
Hi. So, ticket. Inseri aqui. And 12:30. It's not too bad. We got 10s here.